Have you ever felt like you're running out of time? Even when you're not? Like everyone around you is moving ahead, getting successful, building something meaningful, and somehow you're just stuck. You scroll through social media, and it feels like everyone your age has it figured out. Better careers, better lifestyles, better lives. And then there's you, questioning everything, wondering if you've already fallen behind. But here's the truth nobody tells you. You're not behind. You're just measuring your life using someone else's timeline. Psychologists call this the comparison trap. Your brain is constantly scanning your environment to evaluate where you stand. Thousands of years ago, this helped humans survive in tribes. But today, it's been hijacked by social media. Because now, instead of comparing yourself to 20 people around you, you're comparing yourself to millions. And the worst part, you're not even seeing their real lives. You're seeing their highlights, their best moments, their wins, not their failures, not their confusion, not their struggles. So your brain creates a false reality. It starts believing that everyone is ahead, and you're the only one falling behind. And this is where the pressure begins. You start setting invisible deadlines for your life. I should have figured things out by 25. I should be successful by 30. I should be further ahead by now. But who decided these timelines? Society, culture, social media? The truth is, most of these expectations are completely made up, yet your brain treats them like rules. And when you don't meet them, you feel like you're failing. This leads to something deeper, something more dangerous, a constant feeling of anxiety. Not because you're actually failing, but because you think you are. You begin to rush your life. You make decisions out of pressure, not clarity. You chase things you don't even truly want, just because you feel like you're running out of time. And ironically, this is what actually keeps you stuck. Because when your actions are driven by fear, they rarely lead to fulfillment. Let's go deeper. There's something called timeline anxiety. It's the fear that your life is not progressing fast enough. And this anxiety doesn't come from reality. It comes from perception, from what you think your life should look like by now. But life doesn't follow a fixed schedule. There is no universal timeline for success. Some people find success at 22, others at 35, some at 50, and some much later. But social media compresses all of this into one illusion, making it seem like everyone is succeeding early, and your brain believes it. But here's something powerful to understand. You're not behind. You're just early in your own timeline. The problem is, you can't see your future yet. So you assume the worst. You assume that where you are right now is where you'll always be. But that's not how life works. Progress is invisible in the moment. It only makes sense looking back. Think about it. There were moments in your life when you felt completely lost, and yet somehow things worked out. You figured something out. You grew. You moved forward. But in that moment, you couldn't see it. That's exactly where you are right now. But your brain doesn't like uncertainty. It wants clarity. It wants control. So when it doesn't have answers, it creates fear. And that fear tells you, you're falling behind. But what if that voice is wrong? What if you're not behind? You're just in a phase of building. Because here's the reality. Every person you think is ahead is dealing with something you can't see. Pressure, doubt, fear, responsibility. No one has it all figured out. They're just better at hiding it. And meanwhile, you're being too hard on yourself. You're judging your entire life based on a few moments. You're ignoring your progress, your growth, your effort, because it doesn't look like someone else's success. But your journey was never supposed to look like theirs. You have different experiences, different struggles, different timing, and that means a different path. So instead of asking, am I behind? Ask a better question. Am I growing? Because growth is the only real measure that matters. Not speed, not comparison, not timelines, growth. And here's the shift that can change everything. Stop consuming so much information about other people's lives and start focusing on your own. Because the more you compare, the more lost you feel. But the more you focus, the clearer things become. Start small. Focus on one thing you can improve, one skill, one habit, one step forward. Because progress doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens quietly, daily, consistently. And one day, you'll look back and realize you were never behind. You were just becoming. So take a breath. You're not late. You're not missing out. You're not running out of time. You're just on your own path. And that path doesn't need to look like anyone else's. Because 1 year from now, if you stop comparing and start building, your life can look completely different. Not because you rushed it, but because you trusted your timing.